Okay, guys, we're here at the World of Coffee 2025 with Henrique who's participating in the Food Floors project. He's a grower from Brazil. It's a big honor to meet you again.
My pleasure.
I thought about doing a little interview with you because I think it's important for people to get to know you and understand about the growing practices. So maybe could you share with us a bit about your history, how you arrived to grow coffee, and where you're located? So a bit of your personal journey as a coffee grower.
Okay, yeah. Coffee growing for us is 25 years now. This year will be the 25th year of harvest at the farm.
Okay.
I've been doing this for quite some time. But I come from a different world. I come from a real estate department store business in the past, involved in fashion. Oh, that changed a lot my life when I went into coffee. But we are the first organic, biodynamic, regenerative, fair trade, agroforestry farm in Brazil. So we've got all these certifications now, which I think are important to show transparency to the consumer, to you guys. You're actually using something that I think is the future of coffee in terms of coffee growing, which is using the whole plant. That's very important for us because that will give all my region added revenue from the coffee plant if you are organic, you don't need to be biodynamic. At least organic. Regenerative is better, fair trade even better. So, but if you are organic, you can actually use the flower, you can actually use the leaf, you can actually use the cascara, you can actually use the wood for a lot of different things. So the project that we are involved with you is exactly that, to be able to generate more revenue in each hectare for the growers. And this is a transformative thing. So the idea is to transform 2,000 hectares of coffee growing around me, so local impact, into this type of agriculture that will generate these products. So that's our mission right now. More than coffee growing. We'll still keep on going with the coffee, which is great. You know, we won the Cup of X in 2017. We're always in the final, so we know what we're doing with coffee. Now we'd love to learn what to do with the rest.
Okay.
We developed a drink with you guys. We have another one here in Switzerland, also using a cascara. In Brazil, we're going to do this for local market now with funding from the state. So we got like a startup thing going on there in the farm with scientific, economic, and marketing solutions. We'll launch this in Brazil. You went faster than we do. We did. So I don't see the little bottle here, but you do have the bottle with your preparation, right?
Yeah, we have that as well.
Yeah, that would be nice.
But just to go back a little bit, like so you mentioned you're a businessman, right? What brought you to coffee? Like, how did you end up being a coffee producer? What ignited that passion?
The farm was there already. We were actually a wood production farm since the 60s. 2002, my grandfather bought this land. And I was always connected to the land and to my grandfather a lot. So I would always go there with him, more than my father. And we had to find an economic solution for the farm because the wood prices went really down.
Okay.
So we are losing money. And this region where we are is very good for quality coffee. So we began a pioneering project in Pedroso. We were the first guy to plant coffee there. And then because we had no infrastructure, we had to build everything.
Okay.
And then coffee tasting is very much like wine tasting. Like I come from a wine family. My great-grandfather was an Englishman that imported wine to France in the 1800s. So it was already there. And then growing things and being in nature is what I like to do. So that's how it began. I was a regular coffee drinker. I drank coffee with sugar. Now it's different.
We all start with the basics. And So basically, what inspired you to then to build what is now, I guess, one of the most beautiful farms that I've ever seen in coffee? Is like a agroforest system, biodynamic. As you mentioned, you were the first one. Like, it also needs a transformation period, right? So, well, what was the spark of inspiration that led you to do that?
Well, that also came from my grandfather. He had this respect for nature embedded in his spirit.
Yeah.
So he was already doing it. And when we began, he said, there's one condition, we're going to do this, but no chemicals.
Yeah.
So we had to learn how to do it.
Yeah.
Like 25 years ago, that was very different than it is today.
Yes.
But today, we know very well what we're doing. We learn by doing.
Yeah.
So we failed a lot in terms of spacing, varietal, the agriculture itself, the management of the forest. So that's, now we have science, now we have studies, now we have technology to help us. So it was a long journey, but hopefully we keep on going and spread this word around the whole state, and then around the whole country, and hopefully around the whole world. But
I think a lot of growers are seeing you as a role model in that respect, no?
So this is my life mission. Okay, I found something to do until the day I die. There's no retirement plan.
You want to leave a legacy.
Legacy is kind of...
It's a big word.
Yeah. Anyway, if I leave something good, that's fine.
Yeah, okay. And you mentioned also that the region where you're at in Espírito Santo, which is also, let's say, I guess, from a very macro perspective, people associate it more with Canephora, right? But the specific area where you are, that is very well suited for coffee growing. So could you describe a little bit the famous terroir or sort of the microclimate there, and what did that result in terms of sensory characteristics of your products, and how you see that reflected in the beans and the coffee cherries and the flowers that we work with? If we come around a little bit, you can see it here.
Yeah, well, Espírito Santo is probably, I would say, top 5 places in the world to plant coffee.
Yeah.
75% of the area of Espírito Santo has coffee. It's around 75,000 coffee growers.
Yeah.
Average size of the property is 7 hectares, so it's all family. The terroir is unique because of the composition of the soil.
Yeah.
That's where all the fancy stone comes from. Yeah. Fancy stone means soil with different elements, radioactive elements. You know what fancy stone is? Marble, granite, all the colored granite from Brazil comes from there. Mm-hmm. So the climate is very unique in terms of temperature and variation of temperature during the year. So more than altitude, you need the cold weather during the maturation period of the coffee. And we have that still comfortably. So we need now around 170 days a year of -17 or minus temperature.
Okay.
In the plantation. And that can be at 500 meters, can be 1,500, depending on where you are on the planet.
Yeah.
What latitude you are, you get that.
Yeah.
So that's the characteristic of all quality coffee. Yeah. In Espírito Santo, we used to have 260 days of that. Now with global warming, 230. But we're still in a safe zone.
Yeah.
Now this is going to evolve in a different way. I don't think it's going to cool down at this point. So if we look at the studies, Arabica will be limited to a very few areas in the world in the next 50 years. And we are much famous, like you said, for the Robusta Conilon, which is growing really, really fast. Espírito Santo will be, the goal is to be bigger than Vietnam in 2030. And whoever is drinking coffee has to understand, from now on, we are going to drink a blend. Even the higher end guys, because Arabica is less and less and less. The prices of Arabica are going to stay high, maybe go even higher. And the area where we can plant is limited, so we have to move to cooler areas, and you have other kind of risks involved. So it is what it is. Characteristic of the Espírito Santo coffee is very close to the African profile.
Okay.
In a lot of tables that we taste coffee, people, oh, this is coffee from Ethiopia. No, it's from mountains of Espírito Santo. And they don't know about it because it's famous for Robusta, not for Arabica. But we do around 13 million bags of Robusta a year now, and 4.5 of Arabica.
In Espírito Santo.
Yeah, so we're bigger than Colombia.
Yeah.
The state of Espírito Santo as a producer, if you put it in the world ranking, it will be Brazil first, Vietnam second. As a state, Espírito Santo will be third or fourth.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to pass Minas in total output of coffee, Arabica and Robusta.
And with respect to the climatic challenges that you mentioned, do you see that, let's say, your agroforest system helps to mitigate some of those risks, as opposed to, let's say, other farms who perhaps don't have that shading and the sort of natural system self-managing itself?
Yeah, that's it. You said it all. Agroforest at this point, if you look in a business perspective, it's a mitigator of risk.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if you're under a forest, it's less warm, it's less cold.
Yeah.
There's no erosion because the soil is the water supply.
Yeah.
So all these things together, plus new varietals, new technology, new science. We're doing 35, 40 bags per hectare, organic, biodynamic, certified, while the national average for Arabica in Brazil is 28, 29. So we're above the national average for Arabica. Obviously, there are places in Brazil that can make 60 bags per hectare, 80 bags per hectare. But that's like...
Okay. So, yeah, basically the microclimate, the terroir, also obviously impacts, as you said, the sensory quality of the coffees. So we're using the Bourbon Amarelo, the yellow bourbon beans, and then also the cascara and the flour. So maybe you could share a little bit, in your view, what basically characterizes these beans and products from your perspective, and how they taste. And
yeah, the Bourbon is one of our best coffees.
yeah.
It's a varietal that's hard to grow. It's very low production. It's high quality drink. So it has a specific market for that.
Yeah.
The cascara is a novelty food. That's not a novelty food.
Yeah.
It has a lot of sensorial attributes. Has a lot of interesting qualities as a healthy drink. This is a wellness industry here. So cascara and flour have the same attributes. They have antioxidants, they have acids that are good for your health. So actually, there's a lot of research now about that, which we didn't have also, by the way. So this is something we are involved in a project at the farm to create experimental production unit of concentrate of all these things. Green coffee, cascara, flour, leaf. It might be a tea, it might be a concentrate for drinks, it might be something for the cosmetics industry, which I think is the future. In my opinion, that's a huge potential. And also for healthy reasons. So we're still learning about that. But there's already scientific research proving the qualities of everything that you're doing. So hopefully, again, more money per hectare for the grower.
I agree. I think, as you said earlier, I think it's important to use more of the same plant, introduce them to the market. I think the upcycling or side stream use is also a hot topic here in Europe that people really start to buy into. And yeah, I mean, we're really proud that we recently managed to bring the flour here so that we can already have 3 types of products here. You know, you don't like the picture so much.
Not
so,
really. No.
We need to upgrade the design.
It's like I look 90 years old. That's okay.
But yeah, so that's great. And yeah, I mean, generally, I think we're super happy that you joined the project. I think it's been visible that you're really able to sort of unite sustainability and business management. I think that always strikes me, that we're not talking only about some kind of romantic, esoteric thing. There are also real business incentives to be working with nature, risk mitigation, premium prices, and so on. And I think that's what you stand for, right?
If it's not professionally run, it won't work.
Yeah,
So we have to have a professional business attitude toward this.
yeah,
Doesn't eliminate the romantic, the spiritual, the goodwill side.
yeah,
But unless you have a professional attitude towards developing these products, they're going to fall into oblivion.
yeah,
So we want to keep on going, working with you guys, working with other people that are interested in developing this as a solution for sustainability.
yeah,
And I just came from a global coffee platform meeting. The discussion was exactly this.
yeah,
So I'm happy to tell you that now the big guys, the end guys, the old guys, you know them. I'm not going to cite the names. They are funding this.
yeah.
So I think sustainability now is it's a very easy word. You have to be careful what you're doing, otherwise it becomes just like regeneration. Regeneration is now the word. Sustainability became a little bit of greenwashing thing.
Yeah, yeah,
No, and regeneration is going in the same direction, but there is pressure from the consumer
yeah,
for these kind of products. That's the reason these guys are involved funding these efforts. For this, give you an idea, to change agriculture from normal agriculture to regenerative agriculture only cost. The studies say that's going to cost at least 8 to 10 billion US dollars
wow,
in 10 years.
that's a big ticket.
But they're willing to pay for it.
Yeah,
So, but to do that, you need all this professionally run enterprise.
yeah,
Business plan, marketing plan, production,
yeah.
that's all has to be planned.
Yeah, and you need examples where it's working, right? That people can look up to. Just to wrap up, maybe you mentioned the meeting that you've been to, and I think you're in a unique position to comment because you're running one of the, I guess, leading farms in Brazil. You're locally and internationally also very far acting in the chain, right? I think in Brazil you're actually completely verticalized with roasted coffee, with all kinds of products. You've also been BSCA president. You're acting in these political forums. So let's say, what's your view on you touched on climatic topics, you touched on a couple of other things. What do you see as the key challenges for coffee, for the players in the chain? How does that impact you also as a farmer? And how can we, with a sort of collective initiative like Food Flows, contribute to basically developing a bright future for this value chain?
Uh, I'm going to do a very short comment about that. Coffee has to be better known by the end consumer in terms of how difficult it is to grow a coffee plant and to serve a coffee, an espresso.
Uh,
The amount of work involved in that. So I think for us the main thing now is to be able to showcase this to everybody. And now with our little devices, it's easy.
uh,
So sustainability, regeneration has to come from the pressure has to come from the consumer. So the biggest challenge for us is to educate people more and more and more about agriculture, regeneration, agroforestry, quality, everything. So that's the biggest challenge. So and then the market will adjust.
yeah,
You ask for this, and then it will be easier. Never easy, because agriculture is a high risk enterprise. You have to think 10 years ahead. The time of a coffee plant in production, that's the minimum that you have to think about. So all the investment, all the time, all the manpower, everybody involved has to have that frame in mind. It's not a startup business.
yeah.
So that's it.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
It's a
thanks a
pleasure.
lot.
Keep on doing your good job. Keep on doing the work. We'll support you the best we can.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll see a bright future for this.
Yeah, nice. Thanks a lot. I think you mentioned education, so we're happy that we were able to do this interview. There were a lot of learnings here who thought that it might be mainly about production. Also got some a little bit of a business masterclass here from Henrique. And last but not least, whoever is in Brazil in the Espírito Santo region, I can only recommend to visit the farm. Also has a restaurant.
Yeah, I
It's
forgot
one of
to invite
the
everybody. By the way, everybody's invited to come. After you share my contact with whoever you
Yes.
want, and we'll be more than happy to have
Will
you
do.
there.
It's one of the best experience you can have in coffee space. So look into that. Take care.